if you're struggling against the trips tight end meta or just trip sets in general, this could be a defensive video for you because I recognized in my comments people were saying that they were struggling against trips, and I do decently well against trips, I believe. As you see here, stop the RPO, and we have some nice edge pressure blitzes that get in fast with good coverage in the back end. And then, of course, we have the A gaps, quick A gaps, get pressure. There he kind of had the drag, but the pressure got to him. Here's just another trip set where I end up getting a pick that I do turn into a pick six, hit him up, stop and go, got him. But just stay tuned, a couple more clips, and I'm gonna give you guys the breakdown. Really good run defense as well as you see here. And then here's another meta formation, the trips Y off close or something like that, and we get an interception here. So just stay tuned. I'll show you guys the blitz. I'll show you guys everything. What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, like, comment, and subscribe. Today, what I got for you guys is a defensive video coming to you guys from the Tennessee Titans playbook, and it is how I like to shut down the meta trips tight end flex, trips formations in general, wild trail close. Those kind of meta formations that people have commented in my comments that they struggle with. Now, I will be giving you guys two defenses. The first one, I'll do my regular base blitz kind of defense that I start off in versus this style of coverage or this style of offense, excuse me, and then I'll go into a kind of a new defense I have been labbing that does look pretty promising. So without further ado, I'll show you guys the defense coming to you guys with the 3-3 odd. You guys know I dropped a video on that a couple weeks past, but still in it, still my favorite. So let me set this up, and for me, I go to cornerback swap package. So at the bottom, you just scroll your package 5 times, and then I sub in the guys I want to put in, and that is just so that the edge defender, you guys see I can kind of move fast with it. This edge defender here, 44, it categorized him as a linebacker, so I can make D-line, crash, out, up, stuff like that, and it won't affect his responsibility. So show you guys my audibles: quarters, palms, cover 6, and cover 9. Sometimes I will take quarters or palms out for a cover 6 Willie or a cover 3 match. So you can put that however you guys want. But the play you want to come out in, before I get to anything, I do have auto flip off. And this is how I like to set up my read keys, and then close and pinch. But you don't always have to do that, so I'll just keep it normal for now. But the play you want to come out in is this cover 6, and having auto flip off is key. So we come out in cover 6, and I'll come out in a meta play curl flat. So what I will do is move the ball back a little bit and put it on the right hash so that you can have the trips to the wide side, as most good trips players do. So this is what the play looks like, and you can change your shell to like a cover 2 shell to get that corner that's pressed, because I don't love him press. But I'll show you guys how to just make adjustments. And the first thing you want to do is you want to hit right on your D-pad, and you want to show blitz. This is going to be the blitz. Sometimes you have this edge defender come off. Sometimes you'll have this linebacker Ransaw come through the A-gap. So the next thing you want to do is double tap right on your D-pad again, click triangle, blitz him with the right stick. So this is essentially what it looks like, and I like to come down with my deep half and just kind of use this area, or what you can do is use this guy, or if you want, you can just use this linebacker. If it lets me click on him, you can use this linebacker here. And so versus play like curl flat, the way that they will match, because this is a matching defense, is this inside quarter front side will take the post by the number 3, and by number 3 I mean the guy that has that's the number 3 from the outside in. So you count outside receiver 1, middle slot 2, most inner slot 3. So he'll match this vertical, and then you'll have the quarter flat will take the first to the flat, which in this case the play is curl flat, so it will be the flat defender, and then the corner on the outside is manned up one-on-one. Then backside you have a soft squat, which will take any corner routes with outside leverage, and then you're kind of with your user. If you're using this guy, you are kind of responsible to wall off 3, so you want to jump out here a little bit and then kind of jump back to the running back. But by that time you should have pressure. So I'll just run the play. So boom, jump here, and as you see, the edge rusher comes free, and everybody's matched pretty well. We have everybody pretty much accounted for. So you guys can see this blitz. This is really consistent. He'll pretty much consistently go off, but we have everybody accounted for. The corner route is double coverage with the deep half over top and a squat underneath. We have the flat taking care of the flat, the corner and outside one-on-one. And as I told you guys, the inside quarter will match 3 on this post. So you kind of wall it off and you jump down to the running back. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll like peek a little bit to the left, but it's kind of hard to do it with 2 controllers, but I'll peek a little bit to the left and then beeline to the running back because that is a lot of people's first read when they sense pressure. So I'll set it up again. All you got to do is hit right in your D-pad, R1 to show blitz, double tap right in your D-pad, triangle, and then blitz down like that. And that's literally all you have to do. And as you'll see, consistent pressure will have that edge rusher coming free. Now, to get the guy to come up the A gap, here, this is where I say the cover 3 variant is a little better. And so if I want to run that, I'll just, change my shell to cover 2. And I'll either run the cover 3 sky, cover 3 cloud, or sometimes what I do like to run a cover 1 robber press. So this is it becomes kind of like a cover 0 in a way. And to set this up, you just do the same thing. You show blitz, right? You blitz this guy. And what will happen is you're kind of in man, so you don't want to have just this shell over top. But this can be a solid shell if you're guaranteeing pressure because you know that you have help over top with the inside third. You could, man him up to circle like that. You could deep half him like that. You could put him in a flat. You can do, a lot of things with him. For here, I'll man him up. And then you have a safety kind of robbing the inside. So, boom. Again, actually, the edge rusher came free, which is kind of odd. But usually when I run either a cover 1 or a cover 3 style, the edge rusher does get picked up and the A gap comes free. So let's try cover 3 match because usually I will run cover 3 match. That is what I dropped the video on, and hopefully he comes free. If he doesn't, it's fine. We're still getting a guaranteed rusher at the quarterback. Yeah, we still get the edge rusher, which is fine because you're still getting a free rusher. And so one thing that you can do sometimes is just blitz him. Oh, well, I don't know why he backed up like that. But try to get him into that gap and then just back him off like that. And then sometimes you can get that A gap like that. So that is a way that you can do it. I just kind of like having my linebacker in the gap. So show blitz for me is the way to go. Now, you guys are probably thinking, oh, what if, he runs a different route combination? And I'll get into that. So now that I got the blitz out the way, I want to show you guys some coverage calls that I like to call. And so now I'm going to just go to like something like verticals. I'll come out in cover 6 again. So you want to adjust. There's no one defense that will stop everything, right? You want to adjust to what your opponent is running. So one thing I'll do, though, is I want everything to look the same. So I'll do the same show blitz just so he thinking, okay, I may be blitzing. Maybe he got to block his running back, right? And when we get our opponent to blocking their running back, now we have the advantage because we have 7 guys in coverage versus 4 receiving threats because the running back is now conditioned to staying in the block. And now you just want to see, okay, is he attacking me, with the comeback route on the left? Is he attacking me with, routes going from the left to the right or the right to the left? Things like that. You just kind of want to adjust to your opponent. So this is really just a base defense that I'll come out in. And again, I don't want this corner to press, so I'll just back him off. And to do that, you want to just hit triangle, X, click square, because that's who he's lined up over. And then you'll just click up on your right stick. I already did it. But again, the match rules are the same. So you have this guy taking 3 vertical, which is this receiver right here. He's going to match him vertical. But he only does that if this guy is also on vertical. So we have a vertical by both of these slot receivers. Then they will match it with him man up and then him man up on him. And I'll show you guys. That's why I picked vertical, so I can show you guys the match rules. As you see, everybody is matched accordingly. And we have a man, a hat for a hat. Everything's kind of one-on-one. Now, the caveat to that is now because they are one-on-one, right? A good opponent will, recognize and maybe they'll throw a comeback route because I'll set it up the same way. I'll just use a D tackle here so you guys kind of get a feel of how they match. And so, boom, they see, okay, one-on-one. I'll throw a comeback route. Comeback routes are really good. So that's something that somebody may go to. Now, if I'm facing somebody that's running a lot of routes, comeback routes and stuff like that, I'll go to cover 9, which is in my audible. So here what I'll do is audible into cover 9, still do the show blitz. And when I run cover 9, what I like to do is take this linebacker and man him up to circle because the 3-rec does play him and match him vertical. he just takes it from leverage that's kind of underneath. So sometimes he will get beat down the middle of the field. So to negate that, I like to man him up. And instead of putting a soft squat, I'll put a cloud flat for somebody that's, running a lot of comeback routes, because a cloud flat from this depth will bag that. Now we still have the match vertical. This vertical hook will still take two verticals similar to the quarter flat, but instead of playing quick the first to flat, he's just going to match inside leverage up to, unless two runs a quick, I believe is a quick out, and then the flat defender will trap and he'll kind of get into his vertical hook assignment. So if I'm running a cover 9, I like to use the backside safety because I'm kind of free. I do technically have the assignment of this tight end going inside, so I do look for that. The tight end runs a drag. That is me. That's my assignment. And so here we'll just run this, and I do like to put this corner in a soft squat or an outside third, because for some reason when he's in a quarter like this, he will get beat by this corner route. Sometimes, not all the time. Let's see. See right there, he didn't even match it. Sometimes it's weird. But in cover 9, so again, I'll just make the same adjustments. This time I won't even show blitz because I don't always do it, but I do it a good amount. And I'll put a soft squat out there, knowing that the squat is going to take away that corner route. And as you see, we have everybody kind of accounted for. And this is one thing that I did want to show you guys, is this vertical hook sometimes will get beat because he'll match it late. And to negate that, to make that throw not throwable, what you want to do is back him off the same way we did with the outside corner. And so this is kind of what the defense will look like. And I do the same man up. And my assignment is really tight end going inside, and or maybe helping on this number 3 receiver going across the field. Now, what I do like to do is one additional step, and what you want to do is hit triangle, X, circle, and route commit him inside so that this guy will jump kind of inside leverage, right? So boom, as you guys see, the seam route does not beat the vertical hook this time, and that is simply because this guy's in off coverage. So having him in off coverage is key if you want him to not give up this seam. Now, again, if they try to throw a comeback route, we do have this, why is glitching? We do have this soft squat who sometimes will give up the comeback route. And if she's just getting beat, just put him in a cloud flat. But sometimes the soft squat does bag it. It is kind of a 50-50 kind of chance of, guarding that particular route, but you just kind of want to adjust. What are you struggling with? Are you struggling with running back Texas routes? Are you struggling with corner routes by the tight end? Are you struggling with a slant route by the number 3? Stuff like that is what you just adjust to your opponent. Now, those are the two calls that I do like out of this 3-3 odd. I like to blitz out of this pretty much every play until I get him blocking the running back. And that's simply because the running back Texas is so good. So I do want him to, have to block that running back like this. And now I take the advantage as the defensive player, and that's kind of my goal. Now I will give you guys, I'll show you guys the two cover shells though, just one more time. So just a regular cover 6, just like this, or maybe a cover 9 where you have a soft squat on the front side and a man up here, and occasionally maybe a cloud flat on the outside, something like this. So those are the two shells that I really like against against trips tight end. I'll give you guys one more. This is a defense that it's kind of relatively new for me, but I have been loving it out of this dime rush. And real quick, I'll put in Makuba at safety, Cal there, and then I want Troy Anderson at this linebacker position. So what you want to do out of this defense, and it's really key, is where you see the shell, you want to put the shell as cover 0. And now you want to come out, and I don't have my audible set, but you want to come out again in this, this time you want to come out and cover 4 palms, excuse me. And so I'll just go back to curl flat, really good play. What you want to do is this how it looks. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, this looks crazy, right? And so what you want to do is take this quarter, who's technically your outside corner on the right, and you want to put him in a vertical hook. And what this is going to do is match the number 3 vertical, right? So now what I like to do with my D-line is slide my D-line to the left. And that is just because I don't want this edge lined up over the tight end because he'll get bumped sometimes. And so really, you can just run it just like this. And you're probably thinking, who's taking the tight end backside? this safety will take him from really good leverage. So I'll run this play stock, and what happens is this vertical hook will match 3. Quarter flat has the same rules, and then this inside quarter is recognizing that the vertical already took number 3, and he's kind of going to play just deep. He's just kind of going to be like a cap over the top. And so you guys see, I kind of take, help the quarter flat. Everybody is matched. Really good leverage from every single person on the field. You guys can see nothing is relatively open. Maybe, he could try to fit it into the tight end, but this is a really tight throw. And this is what I mean by the safety's kind of playing over top. And so one thing with him, he becomes like a wild card for me. So if I'm running this kind of style, and it takes quick to set up. And I do have a blitz out of this as well, where I just send this blitzer off the edge, off the right side, and I like the QB contain. And what I'll do with my safety, I'll either put him in the inside third, deep half, or a curl flat. I do like the curl flat adjustment. Sometimes he will run into the seam flat though. Or the quarter flat, excuse me. So that's the only caveat. And here, boom, the blitz is not as quick, but it still comes free. And you have, a guy helping in the flat on the left on that curl route. So everything's pretty much, covered from good leverage. Quarterback's getting sacked at this point, and there's a way to get the blitz in faster. But, I don't want to keep this video too long. So that's all I got for you guys today. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. If you're having trouble, whatever formation, go ahead, comment below.